You're listening to littlepodcast.com. How'd you guys celebrate Prime Day?
I have the money to pay for more expensive internet. Fuck you!
We need to see if we can get Doom to run on this pregnancy test.
Let me tell you the story about a computer called a VIC-20.
I wanted to Zoom so bad. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 113. What episode number is this?
413?
400 and a million.
Let me go
4
back.
million.
413. Sorry. Because I'm
413.
editing 411 right now, but I haven't finished it yet. It'll be out Wednesday. Welcome to episode 413 of Born in the 80s. And I'm your host, John Danger, joined by my co-hosts.
Matt Safety.
TJ Mr. Jorts May?
Spanky.
Spanky twerks.
Spanky does twerk.
Don't call me Spanky, but I twerk.
I'd pay an extra $1 for that.
Okay. He is twerking.
OnlyFans.
It wasn't high enough that the bubble part of your image showed the butt,
I specifically searched for a filter called Thick with 2 C's so that I could twerk, and it didn't work. Damn it!
I'm back on my favorite filter of all time. So.
Oh, jeez. I have that one too, don't I?
Which is the zoom in on your nose face filter. It's good. Anyway, so what a week we've had. I was editing episode 410, and we spent like 40 minutes before we started the episode talking about how Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, and I hated listening to that again. So
Did you just edit that out because it was like, oh well, this is like 2 weeks old now?
no, I put it back in the old. So the pre-show stuff goes after the credits. So if people don't want to listen to the pre-show bullshit, they don't have to. That's the way I do it. So that's all afterwards. So don't worry about it, boys. Anyway, so how's our week been? TJ, you said you had quite a day today.
I had quite a day today. Well, I'll start with the most boring part and then finish up. I have to start with the boring part. I just did some personal property tax return stuff because I do that.
I thought you were going to start with the boring
on the
part.
side. Yeah, I know.
The boring company.
But
Elon Musk.
More like Elon Tusk, right?
But no, to keep the long story as short as possible because we don't want to get into the specifics. The person I've been freelancing with to do this business personal property tax stuff for 5 years, he's thinking of retiring and wants to suggest me being directly contracted with the large multinational company that I do business personal property tax for by saying, hey, this guy's the one who's actually doing it anyway. Might as well stick with him. So I might have to get an LLC if I'm going to have to deal with
limited
that.
liability. I've done that before, TJ. I have an LLC right now.
You should just use John's. Just
That's true.
It can be
Please just use
experiment
mine.
royale taxes.
It gets no use out of
Yeah.
I get no use out of it.
You get no pleasure.
Other than the fact that
and no
every year
respect.
I have to fill out extra tax forms that piss me off.
So if that happens, TJ, will that be like a full-time income worth of stuff, or would you still need another job?
So without getting into the specifics, though, I am willing to 100% just talk about income all the time because it's the best for the working class. Technically, yes. It's just considering the fact that normally they pay once per year, I'd have to do a year of work before I get paid, unless we set up a payment structure that's every 6 months.
I don't know that's how that works.
It's a corporation that usually pays their agency that does their stuff after a year's worth of business personal property tax. So, unless we change that structure, because I wouldn't be working for an organization.
You get like a full year's salary all at once.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would do very poorly with that setup.
Yeah. So the thought is that I work my ass off this spring, and do both that and the H&R Block for the spring, because that would at least get me a steady income to start. And
Yeah, so
then
you're going to become the tax man.
Oh, the
I
tax
don't.
man.
I really don't want to be. I really don't want the H&R Block job, because what I'd be doing is essentially just, hey, I'm a store manager of a GameStop. Oh, sorry, H&R Block, but I'm also of 3 stores instead of 1. I really don't want to do it.
Instead of discounts on video games, you get discounts on, I guess, money. Is that what H&R Block sells?
I don't know what they sell. Blocks? I'm sure they sell blocks, but only green ones.
H&R Mega Blocks.
Mega blocks are better than Lego. Prove me wrong.
What? Blaspheme!
You're so wrong.
I know I am, but
But that's how you gotta stir up that controversy to get those
yeah.
views.
No good conversations come up without being devil's advocate. I mean, have you looked at Twitter? That's the only way to get those retweets.
I am going to advocate for the devil. I think that the militia people weren't actually
John, that's
Antifa.
beautiful.
John, what the fuck? North Korea. All right, cool. This is going to be us talking about Snapchat filters again.
I hope not.
All right, I found my final one. So
For the audio listeners,
so
it's
TJ,
some North Korean building.
so you're gonna be a DoorDash tax man.
Yes. Ugh.
Well, why? Because it's just easy. It's easy.
Because it's a job right now, and
It's a job.
And the thing is, the H&R Block, I'd be rarely doing taxes. God damn it, Spanky. It doesn't even line
Remember,
up.
we were like, let's not do Snapchat filters. And
Yeah.
Spanky's like, let me just get this twerking lady.
You know, John, if you want this show to be any good, you're gonna have to edit on all this shit. So this is all on your shoulders, no matter what Spanky does.
Never mind. All right. Oh, wait, Matt, I see you have a Rock Band controller back there.
I do.
Did you figure out how to do Clone Hero? Or
Not
what?
yet, but I did figure out how to print a guitar controller hanger for my wall.
Oh, nice.
So that's why that's there now.
Your 3D printer is just building like
Um,
dollar hooks and
No,
basically,
Matt,
like
what you need to do.
I'm in the process of printing a bunch of individual hooks for all of my wrenches, and it's like it's crazy how much of my 3D printing is just like very small organizational things that are actually like
Matt,
starting to have a big difference in my apartment.
I need
That's
you to
good.
print two
I
things
will
for
say
me.
it looks very organized there. Your music wall is very impressive.
Yeah, that wall is
Matt,
nice.
I need you to print two things for me.
Okay.
Number one is the turn your Xbox One controller into a steering wheel controller.
Okay.
And the second one is the turn your PS4 controller into a HOTAS.
Okay, I've seen that one. I don't
It's
know if I've
pronounced
seen the
hot
steering.
ass.
Oh, sorry, hot ass.
My hot ass PS4 controller.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I'll play Tony Hawk Pro Skater with a hot ass.
Yes.
Tony
Speaking
Hawk
of hot
Pro
ass, Spanky had asked about the Star Wars Squadrons game with hot ass.
Squadrons.
Yeah. How was
I've
Squadrons,
heard-
John?
I have not played it, and I've also heard
Okay.
that the hot ass is not the way to play that game because it's not very well implemented.
That sucks.
Like the dead zone isn't great. From everything I've heard about that game is that they said this is a game that was clearly just a VR game. That they're like, we can't make this just a VR game, so let's make it like a full game for everybody. But I have heard that it is good for $40, and especially if you have VR, it's incredible. Like, because sitting in those cockpits and playing it in VR is really fun.
Yeah,
So-
I thought it was just a VR game.
No, it's not, but it does have like awesome VR in it. So, like, I understand why you would want to play it. I'll probably wait on that one because I'm assuming it'll come to EA Play, which is part of the Microsoft Game Pass.
Yes, starting in a couple weeks
starting
now.
in a couple weeks. So I'll probably get it just for my $15 a month subscription. So,
And that's when John Spanky and I will start playing Madden
Hell yeah, dude! I'll be able to play
I-
Madden.
If anyone wants to join our connected franchise of last year's Madden, join the Born in the 80s
Right.
Discord at discord.borninthe80s.net.
Is last year the Madden that had the storyline too? as
Uh,
well?
That was
think it
last
started
year the Madden that was actually
2 years ago.
basketball.
No, but like there was a Madden so they enjoyed the like storyline mode or the popularity of the storyline mode. Was it Madden Long Shot? Was the name of the?
FIFA did it in 17, and then I think FIFA continued it in 18, and Madden did in 18 too.
Yeah, so Long Shot was in 18 and 19, but I don't think that there's anything in NFL 20.
But
There's
I think we
a
get
career mode called Face of the Franchise.
okay.
Let's see here, Madden NFL, because like that's what I want in my sports games. I want like the storyline stuff. Face of the franchise.
Yeah, and then it's like if you've got a Connect, you can scan your face and put like a fucking terrible face scan texture on a character.
Oh wait, can I just get like a terrible like could I just get a picture of Adolf Hitler and put that on there?
Yes.
Probably.
But it sounds like the storyline isn't quite as in depth as like the Long Shot one, because the Long Shot one like had like cutscenes where you like play like high school football and like your friend like gets killed in a car accident and stuff, and so something like that. It like
that's
gets
just
really,
NBA
like,
16 again.
Exactly. Like but that's what I want. I want the fucking dead friends in my sports games. I want the drama. I want the Friday Night Lights, like game.
I like 2K19's one because your guy was an asshole. I think it was 19. Yeah.
Is that the one where you're in the Chinese league?
Yes.
Yeah. That one's fun because in the NBA 2K game, in the storyline mode, when you play, you're in the Chinese like basketball league and you're trying to make your way back to the NBA, and all of the announcers are in Chinese. And then like, it's all in Chinese, and then they say your fucking name or whatever you have.
Is it like subtitled, or is it just like I have no idea what the fuck they're saying?
I don't think it is subtitled.
You're too busy playing the game. You can't focus on that really.
Exactly. It's
So
meant
it's
to
more
be
just like
make you
background.
feel alien. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
lot of the players do feel over there. So it was just kind of like it was funny. Like I was like, that's pretty neat. Like a neat thing to do. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll play some sports games when I get that. I still don't know if I'm getting an Xbox Series X on time.
Matt, have you checked the channel in a second?
The channel.
Yeah.
What?
Oh no, never mind. Everyone ran away. There were 20 viewers.
Oh yeah, it says
for
20.
about-
Hey everybody, what's up?
It's far too late.
It's down to 7 anyway.
You're down to
It dropped.
7. Fuck
Yeah.
you. Fuck you, all you 13 people that left. I don't like you anymore.
Yeah,
Shit.
But,
Controversial opinion, Mega Bloks, they're okay.
wow, that's what made everybody leave.
Fight me now.
So
I
in my
like green
quest-
apple Skittles. Fuck lime.
So in my Picari,
God damn it! You take that back, Matt. You take that back.
I take it back.
Oh, jeez.
So I've succeeded in my Picari sweat quest, and I purchased a big bag of Picari sweat powder and a Nalgene as part of my birthday gift with the birthday money I got from my parents. And so now I can make Picari sweat at home with water.
Oh, there you
and
go.
powder, and I don't have to do that. And I also bought a giant thing of lemon lime Gatorade powder, so I can have Gatorade at will, and it's glorious.
I brought my Ring Fit.
I need to play that. I played like the first week and then I stopped.
Hey
don't
John,
know
I have
why.
a question. You have a Soda
No.
Stream, right?
Yeah, I do.
Do you just buy like little carbonation chargers for that?
No,
Where
they're
does
not
that come
little.
from?
They're huge CO2 tanks that you buy.
Okay. Because I bought some cheap ass seltzer, and I was like, "Man, this is only $2.77 for a 12-pack, but it still feels like I'm paying too much for water and carbonation."
So I feel like a Soda Stream would probably be a great call for you. I think they're kind of expensive.
Like
So
$100.
No,
as someone who used to
they're
work
probably like
at
$80.
a restaurant, I can tell you that making carbonated water is extremely fucking easy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Well,
But
I'm
what
more
I'm saying is,
concerned
like-
about like what's the price? Like, is it worth it to buy that big ass carbon dioxide thing?
I think so. So,
So you
let's
don't
see
buy
here.
it, you rent it, and you pay for refills.
Yeah.
At least that's what
Yeah.
every restaurant I worked at did.
Well, that's not how it necessarily works, but it's the same kind of idea. So they have
Also,
like a
here's the thing. I don't know if Menards does this or not, but so when I was a kid, I had paintball. I played paintball, and those are powered by these. You can get them as small as 7 ounces, but you can get like ones that are 20 ounce CO2 cartridges. And then I used to take it to the hardware store to get it refilled, and those weren't very expensive at all. So if you could get like, I don't know how, like it's been literally over 10 years since I've done this.
so a SodaStream is $80, and I'm looking on Amazon. The CO2 packs, they're selling $65 for 2 cylinders.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get some of those little nitrogen widgets that they put in Guinness and make nitrogenated water and sell it for so much money. I'll be like, oh, the smooth texture of this seltzer water it's amazing. It's a secret recipe.
So what I do though is with the SodaStream canisters is that you can go to a lot of stores and just go to a like I think Target does it, like almost every big box store. You just go to the gift or customer service thing with your empty one, and you say, I would like to get a fresh one, and then they just take that and give you a new one for like, I don't know, like 20 like $40, I would assume, maybe. Well, so I have a huge
and how
one.
many
It
12-ounce cans does that make?
I don't know because it does it in liters. So the giant one that I have does 120 liters. So figure out how much that is. 120 liters to ounces. Let's do math.
That is 4,000 ounces.
Okay, so I've just found, and I don't know if this still exists because this post is from October of 2014.
That's
But someone
approximately
on
338 cans, 12-ounce cans.
So
338 cans for probably $40.
someone on this homebrew talk forum I found from 6 years ago says that Madison Recharging Service on Winnebago Street will charge any CO2 for SodaStream users. They can refill the original SodaStream containers at $6 for the smaller ones.
Oh, man, that'd be
sweet.
so
Winnebago
dope.
Street's right near where I live. So yeah, Matt, you would just need to buy one canister for the expensive price and then go to
I mean, this is 6 years old, so like, you know, maybe look up
Because I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm getting more into like a isolationist prepper kind of mindset where I'm just like, this seems like something I should be able to make at home pretty easily. It's water and carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
And I'll say like the SodaStream, at least that I have, I don't know if there's a better option. I feel like I don't want to support them because it's just like supporting Apple. Like it's like the iPad of carbonated water.
Yeah. Honestly, probably what I do
there are other
is
options. But the SodaStream I got like maybe
if it's the iPad, that means it's
and it
the
fucking
by
works
far
still.
best one available, and all the other ones are cheap junk. So
what I do,
That's
I
fine.
wouldn't
Get it.
buy a SodaStream. I would just like look for one at a thrift store or something, because I'm sure those get thrifted quite frequently.
no, yard sale. Go to an expensive neighborhood. Well, maybe not yard sale now because COVID, but that's where you buy that shit. You go to yard sales in expensive neighborhoods. That's where you buy shitty electronics.
Well, remember, rich people don't get COVID, so they're having yard sales still.
Yeah,
Fair
that is true.
enough.
The Republicans got some good stuff. Like at least the half of Republicans that got money. The poor Republicans don't really have much good
See, now
stuff.
I'm thinking I should get some more SodaStream syrups because
Can you just use Mio or like those squeeze things?
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
Okay.
my aunt who died, who was a hoarder, she was a very great person, but she was kind of a hoarder, and she just bought all sorts of random shit. And she had a bunch of SodaStream stuff left over that we took because my parents were like, you got a SodaStream, but they have like these just like liquid drops to make like sparkling waters, and they're fucking great.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so you just put like a teaspoon of this. So like there's all sorts of shit. One thing I also bought, which we used to do back when we made SodaStream sodas more, is you just buy the Tarani, Tarani, They make like the coffee syrups that you pump like the caramel and stuff. They make fruit ones.
Yeah,
and so what you do is you carbonate you make like an Italian soda.
Yeah,
so you
that's what I was gonna say. Italian soda. Yeah.
Fucking awesome. You get like the raspberry syrup. You make sparkling water. Put a couple squirts of the raspberry syrup. Stir it. It's fucking delicious. Like I need to do that again. Actually, now that I'm talking about it, because I have when I bought a bunch of the pumps that you put on top of the bottles, but I haven't refilled that. So I'm actually gonna like go to the Tarani website now. You got me on this. But yeah, but it's such like a cool thing because like Matt, you're talking about how you want to be able to like customize your own like drinks. It's like that's the best part about like a soda stream is that you just get that base carbonated water for basically free, especially if you go to like a place like Spanky said that'll just like fucking give you a CO2 recharging rather than like having to replace and return your bottles.
I mean, especially we're talking something like on the lines of a hard seltzer. Like, there's a reason that every company has hard seltzers now because they're fucking easy to make.
Well, especially beer companies, they have to have CO2.
Yeah.
Like even though a lot of beers are just carbonated.
Beers are usually carbonated by the fermentation.
Even it really does depend because like there are some beers where that's not the case. Especially, I'll tell you this: any craft brewery that also like serves beer has CO2.
Yeah. Because
almost every keg is uncarbonated.
And there's no way you can tell me that like Bud Light has like can fermentation.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's like what it's rice water.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh yeah, because they don't no corn in our beer. Like fuck off.
It's funny because they used to say that like they used to say like Bud Light has rice in it because it's the cheapest possible grain you can buy. And now they're trying to sell it as like a good thing. Like, we use rice, not corn. It's like, but corn is a more expensive grain.
Yeah, it's cheap and it's flavorless. So it's like Bud Light and all that kind of stuff like Miller, and they're just trying to get like an unoffensive flavor that you can just slam all day, basically.
14 beers at Chili's.
Yeah.
That's Miller Lite is my 14 beers at Chili's beer. I could slam that all day long.
14 beers at Chili's beer is the Founders All Day IPA. I haven't had that in a long time though.
You know,
I can't do any IPA 14 beers at Chili's style.
That's asking a lot. All-day IPA. It's a pretty low ABV. It's not super harsh. It's just meant for chugging all day.
I know, but like, I don't know. I cut my teeth on like the kind of beer that you like, screwdriver, poke a hole in, and you shotgun it and smash the can on your forehead. Like that's where I cut my teeth on beers. So like, I just have to go back to that.
You gotta watch your teeth though. You don't want to damage them.
Yeah. Yeah, show him your costume. Whenever I have like one of those cheap Big 3 beers, it's like instant nostalgia because growing up my dad always had like Miller Genuine Draft in the basement. So when I started sneaking beers, that's what I was sneaking.
MGD.
Yeah, like a nice
Coors Light has that.
I love my grandfather drank Coors Banquet, and like I can slam Coors Banquet all day. I fucking love Coors Banquet.
I don't know that I've ever had Coors Banquet.
Like I don't really like Coors Light very much, but I can just drink Coors Banquet all day long.
Guys, I'm gonna order a bunch of syrups now. Why have you done? Stop, John. You don't need this. You just bought an ass load of Gatorade.
Money. Just send me money, and I'll make you.
I don't have any money.
You have so much money.
I used it all up.
All that Patreon money from patreon.com/Born in the 80s podcast.
Yeah, we get $1 a month.
And then Patreon takes like 50%.
No, like 20%.
73%.
So anyway, I had a week. I wanted to get up and grab a thing that I got. How'd you guys celebrate Prime Day?
By not buying anything.
Yeah, fuck that.
I also didn't buy anything.
That reminds me, I was going to go through Amazon just to like delete shit off my wish list.
I did purchase a Joe Biden yard sign, which I think will be here probably in December 8th or something like that.
Finally, I have to pee. You guys vamp. Talk about Joe Biden, Spanky, and how much you love him.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite Biden? Is it Joe or is it Hunter, or is it the dead one? I guess there's a lot of dead Bidens.
Yeah, like historically, there's probably more dead than alive.
And even just recently, there's more than just the dead son. But anyway,
I think
rest in peace.
You know, I liked Joe Biden whenever it was like in the past and he ate ice cream cones. And like,
does he not eat ice cream anymore?
I don't know, he does, but it's just like that was, you know, like it happened and we could look back on it and not like forward.
So what you're saying is like make Joe Biden great again.
Make Joe Biden? Look, here's what I want out of Joe Biden. Win the presidency, eat some ice cream and be funny, die. In that order, probably like before next March. That's
pretty good.
That's the best
if
scenario.
I was betting, that would probably be like even money. Like, it doesn't seem far-fetched.
Like, honestly, like that's what I would like. Like, because then it's like Kamala gets to be president. Whether or not I really care. Of course she's a cop, but I don't care.
More like
all right, I'm back.
Cop Mala, right?
Yeah, Cop Mala Harrison.
What did I miss? Good
We're
stuff?
calling her Cop Mala Harris now.
Cop.
So I got this. I have a phone, right? A cellular phone.
Yeah.
But I got this.
From
fake North Korean hat.
Oh, nice.
Oh, neat.
Oh, that little, it's a little, for the audio people, it's a little thing that hooks his phone onto a gaming controller.
Xbox. So the Xbox
so he
One
can play
controller.
he can play Among Us with an Xbox controller.
No, I can play Xbox games from Xbox Game Stream because I am not a filthy Apple user. So
no, they have it on Apple now.
They do.
It doesn't matter. I can just stream it from the PC.
Well, no, but they don't have everything. Actually, I think they do have the same things, but I can play it on here, and it's fun. And I tried it, and I played some Forza 7, like you suggested, TJ.
Oh, I didn't download that yet. Fuck.
Actually, I don't have to download it because I streamed it.
Well, my internet sucks for streaming like that.
I win.
You do.
Aha!
See, John, this is why you're bad, because you're a capitalist. You're like, I have the money to pay for more expensive internet. Fuck you!
Yeah. Fuck you, John.
My name's John _Danger, and I hate everyone who makes less money than me.
Man.
Real _John _man on Twitter.com. I wonder if that's a real Twitter.
More like Twitter.com.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Just in general.
No,
what are you
talking about? We're talking about how Lance just says random stuff that's basically untrue, and then you say, "Oh, it's on iPhone now," and it's totally not.
No, it is.
It's still being blocked by Apple. No, they can't stream games.
Okay, let me fucking find the goddamn article.
I'm reading the article from a week ago that says that they're going to hopefully be on iOS by next year.
What John's saying is you're as bad as Lance. Your
so what I'm saying
is bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. It's fake news, Spanky. No, because the Apple App Store was like, okay, so you know how like Game Pass, you can just stream games from like the Xbox data center onto your phone. That's cool. All right, every game that you put on that service, you're going to have to register separately with the Apple iPhone like consumer thing so we can check to make sure the games are safe to be on our Apple device, which is absolute like bullshit because they do the same shit for Microsoft's. It's Xbox Store games only, and not to mention how many fucking Apple App Store games fucking Bitcoin mine for Russian like corporations on your phone. Like, come on, like Jesus Christ. It says the company is targeting 2021 for potential release of a direct browser-based solution for iOS customers.
Yeah.
because Apple's like fuck no, because Apple is bad.
No, Apple's great. Apple's
Microsoft
perfect.
is so
Apple's
much worse
never
than
done
Apple.
anything
Like
wrong.
I don't
Okay.
understand.
Oh,
You
okay.
wonder how they
That's
fucking
why
beat
you
you
vote
for
for
the
Biden.
military? Okay,
Trump
yeah.
is so much worse than Biden. You gotta vote for Biden. Apple sucks too. They pay zero in taxes. They fucking
No, I'm saying that. You're like, my
Look,
Xbox
John, that just makes them
because
smart.
Microsoft does contracts for the military where they kill brown people in the Middle East.
on my Android
Doesn't
device.
pay taxes.
I'm having a great time playing Doom on my Android phone, which is allowed.
You're playing what?
Doom Eternal. Streaming that.
Hold on. I've got a game. I've got a video game I can play.
Oh, I was playing Eichenfell on my phone as well.
Guys, I can feel so good.
Yeah.
I'm
But anyway, I just want to say this like cheap ass fucking thing that was like $6 is fucking awesome. Because like I gotta get handed to Microsoft. Like they're like, let's make our fucking game controller just Bluetooth. Which I think that the PS4
PlayStation 3 was the first console that just went Bluetooth.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like this controller is like the Xbox controller is just the fucking best.
Although, to
Like-
our listeners, if you want a Bluetooth Xbox One controller, make sure it's the kind where where it looks like it's all one piece of plastic,
Correct.
like at the top.
Yeah.
Because if it looks like it's got two pieces of plastic on like the top part, and you'll see what I mean if you ever look at pictures of these things.
Yep.
The
Make
old
sure
kind don't
buy
have
the new
Bluetooth.
kind. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
so when I bought mine on Best Buy, like off Best Buy,
Best
they
Buy Day.
specifically said Bluetooth compatible. Like this
Yeah.
is the new Bluetooth version. Make sure you buy that kind, and it's great because it works on my computer without having to use
Yeah.
the dongle because it's Bluetooth. So,
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
it's,
I've got one of those that I use, and they're great.
God, it's such a good controller.
It is.
It's the best like feeling controller. I love the
Look,
PS4
I can
controller.
play Doom as well.
Oh yeah. Well, can you play that on a pregnancy test? Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I
Oh
saw
my-
that.
So yeah, this guy. I mean, it's always been kind of like a thing. Is like, can we get Doom to run on like this? And it's like graphing calculators, all these other things. And so this guy like took apart like a digital pregnancy test that was like such like a sham because the pregnancy test basically the way that they work is you pee on this like paper that I think has a dye that's activated by a hormone that the women who are pregnant are expressing. And then it'll like change the color. And so this had this like photosensitive chip on it that could just tell when like the color was changed. Or no. It's not a color thing. It's a line that will show up, like a dye line will show up.
Yeah.
And so the thing had the regular analog pregnancy test inside it where like the line would show up, and then it just had a little photo sensor on top of that would detect on whether or not the line was there and then output to a digital screen that said pregnant or not.
Oh
It's
my
like this
God.
is so useless. It's literally like an extra step that
Well,
doesn't
because it
even
was
exist.
like, it's like, oh, you got to know if it turned blue or if there's a line. It's so confusing. I wish they would just make one that said
Yeah.
pregnant or not pregnant.
And then the computer just literally does like that. Like it just looks at the line and then says line equal pregnant, and then it just says that. It's just
I think Clear Blue is the name of the manufacturer.
and so then he was like looking at it, he was like, but this like chip is way more powerful than it needs to be to just do this one function. And he was like, all right, logical next step. We need to see if we can get Doom to run on this pregnancy test on the little digital screen. And they got it to run, which was great. Even though it looks like ass because the screen has like a 40 by 80 pixel resolution or something. So, but I was like, yeah, it's classic. But I can run Doom on my Android phone. It's such. I feel like that we're so close with the streaming future for games at this point. Like I was wondering if the new set of consoles were going to be like this. I think the internet is too shitty in the US still for it to be like a reality. But like I definitely see a future in where nobody's buying consoles anymore. You just are buying the game. Like,
Well, no, you're not
even-
buying the game. You're paying a corporation for the ability to rent the product that they can revoke at any time. I hate that. That's so shitty.
I agree, but I think it's also the future, and there's certain companies I trust more than others. Like Steam has been pretty good. With
Valve is terrible.
Everyone's terrible, Spanky.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, why? So why, if you're gonna give them money, be like, yes, continue to take money continuously, and I'll give you the right to revoke anything I bought, like quote unquote bought in the like. That's so shitty.
I know, but Steam out of all of these has been very good, at least with their digital rights protection, saying that even after, I think you're still able to download shit. I don't know. They got all this shit figured out. I don't trust places like Microsoft and Sony that are doing stuff on the consoles, because I especially do not trust Nintendo.
Well, Nintendo had a good run of just no, you can't transfer your purchases from console to console.
Yeah. Oh, you bought this all these games on the Wii Virtual Console. All right, well, we're gonna have a Virtual Console on the Wii U, but you can't transfer any of those purchases. Like, what the fuck?
Unless you're in Wii mode.
Unless you're in Wii mode on the Wii U. It's so dumb. It's
dang it, I got stuck on U mode on my Wii U.
So it's a horrible nightmare future, but there's no way around it. I mean, it's just the way things are going to be. But if you want to get around,
I honestly think that I'll be dead by the time that happens.
But the thing is that when you think about it, the stuff that's like that is the big AAA games that you play once, are done with, and whatever. Like games like games like Undertale and other stuff. Like you'll be able to buy those on itch.io with DRM free. Download the file, have it, own it on your computer all the time. You know what I mean? That's always going to exist for a certain level of game. So I'm just saying, if you want to support your creators, go to itch.io on their page and buy the game there, because they get all the money and you get the DRM free full copy. But you can't do that for every game, so whatever. You know what I miss playing, Matt? Remember
World
PUBG?
of Warcraft.
We used to play PUBG.
Oh yeah, is that still a game?
Yeah. I was watching.
Is it full of Fortnite dances now?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know, but I was watching some internet personalities that I watch.
PewDiePie and Dr. Disrespect.
Exactly. No, but they were doing custom games. And I was like, we should do custom games. And they were doing custom games where they would just do a map that was 1 versus 1 versus 1. And just everyone lands. And it's just, the 4 of us would play. And they were playing it where they would be 2-on-1. So it was to be the 2 people hunting 1 person. That cool. seemed way more fun than actually having to interact with awful people online.
I wish we could do that with World of Warcraft Classic.
Well, we could.
We just have to make our own private server.
I was going to say, Spanky, figure out how to make a private server, and we'll play it out there. And then we can just do that. And we can all get Thunder Furies.
Just copy all the server-side code, and then I think that's it.
You definitely can do that by yourself, by the way. Running a WoW Classic server does not take a very powerful PC.
Running a vanilla server.
Yes, correct. A vanilla server, yes. A classic, WoW Classic is a Legion server now, so that would be a little bit more expensive. But anyway, yeah, it's just I like the idea of cloud gaming just because it's so easy. And the thing that I love about the Xbox Game Pass streaming is that I have the games on my PC and I have it on here. The progress is synced. So I can follow my PC, and then I'm laying in bed. I'm I'll play a little bit of the game here. Let me just pop on the old phone on this and play a bit and get to a save point, and then I don't know. It's kind of neat. I feel that's the future of video games. I think people were talking about this back when fucking Nintendo was we need to get on mobile phone stuff more, and people are how about you just put all of your old games on cell phones? That people can buy, and they're how about Animal Crossing Pocket Camp? And it was
no.
What the fuck are you doing?
Putting old games on a phone wouldn't work.
Oh, I already can do that
screen.
I have Android, so I can just have an emulator.
No. On-screen controls are 100% the most garbage thing in the world. And yeah. How many people are going to do that? How many people are going to do that, John? How many people are going to fucking do that? None. Zero.
For this thing.
Let me tell you the story about a computer called a VIC-20. Okay, it's from 1980. The VIC-20
40 years ago.
5 kilobytes of RAM.
Uh-huh.
And you can get a cartridge you slapped in that bitch, 28 kilobytes of RAM. You want to know how many game developers made games for that 28 kilobytes of RAM? 0, because they didn't give a shit about that. They gave a shit about who had the base model of the VIC-20. The same is true for phones. You can make a controller-supported game on a phone, but if you really want to make money, like Nintendo would, you got to target the.
I don't understand what you're getting at here. That's fine. Make that assy shit for people that want to use on-screen controls. I got a controller. I can play Mario on my phone with my controller.
That's not
Let me do
what I'm
that,
saying, John. You're not following my logic. I'm destroying
Follow
you
its
with
facts and logic.
And logic. No. Listen, my analogy works because what I'm saying is not that like some people. Yes, when the VIC-20 happened, some people did get the 28 kilobytes of RAM expander, and you could that was the thing you could do. But the thing is that like every single person who owns a phone has a touchscreen. Every single one, except for the people who bought that weird Motorola Razr thing that came out like 2 years ago. I think that might have a touchscreen, but it's a foldable. I don't know. So everyone has a touchscreen. If you want to target an audience, you target what everyone has.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 1% of people have a controller that can hook up to it and a mount for it. You don't target those people. Or if you do, you're going to spend a bunch of fucking money. So what Nintendo did is they made Super Mario Run, which is a version of Mario that you can play with one finger. I love Super Mario Run. You shut your whore mouth.
It's terrible.
It's amazing.
I was obsessed with that for a while when it came out.
It's so good.
I like the Sonic running game. That's the fucking that game's
Run.
great.
Yeah, Temple Run Sonic.
Yeah,
it's pretty
good.
good.
They're the same game.
Except in Sonic, the
Mario
goal is to
Run.
impregnate Tails and
Mario
Knuckles.
Run's pretty fun. It's got a lot of cool wall jumping puzzles in it.
I know it's all right. I make fun of the game, but it's just it's not what I want though. I want to play Earthbound on my phone without having to just be an Android user that just downloads a ROM and an emulator and plays.
They're never going to do that because there's no audience for that. There's you, and you would have to pay $600 for it to be worth it to Nintendo.
I don't know about that.
John, do you have $600?
Microsoft is doing a game streaming right now with that entire premise, and they seem to be.
Well, no, they're not doing it on phones, specifically just phones and nothing else but phones. They're doing it on the Xbox and the PC. And also, if you have a phone,
Nintendo could do the same thing.
They don't do a PC. Microsoft is able to do this because they do PCs and they do Xboxes.
What's in a Switch? A computer.
Switch. Yeah. Do you know what kind of computer?
An Android computer.
No, not an Android computer.
It has an Android. Doesn't have an Android.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I thought it had the Android.
It is
card.
based off of FreeBSD, not Android.
What is FreeBSD? Blue screen.
It's a unit. No, it's a Unix operating system from the 70s that was originally developed. Well, no, AT&T developed Unix in the 70s, and then it has made a couple of forks in the 90s. FreeBSD is one of them. There's FreeBSD, OpenBSD, NetBSD, and macOS are the 4 main Unix operating systems now. IBM also has one called AIX.
I see.
But Nintendo Switch is based off FreeBSD.
I thought it had the.
No, they'd have to pay Google for that.
Oh, they have the Tegra chip on there, the NVIDIA Tegra chip.
They do.
Yeah. But aren't those NVIDIA Tegra chips in phones that run Android?
Yes.
Why? That's what I said. Anyway, let's not worry about
it. An Android phone, no.
Okay, well, it uses hardware that's in Android, some Android phones. Anyway, regardless, it's on the Tesla Model S as well, actually, apparently.
Yeah, I guess the Tesla Model S can play my Breath of the Wild.
I should be able to play Breath of the Wild on my Switch or my Tesla while I run into the back of a fucking school bus. Oh shit. But it's actually not in anything because it's its own custom Tegra that they had made.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty cool shit too.
It is incredible that Switch can put out the graphics that it does from that device. So
For pretty cheap too.
Oh, dude, the first product to use the Tegra chip was Microsoft's Zune HD.
Yeah,
Man,
dude.
remember the
Zune
fucking
time.
Zune?
Oh, the
I
Zune.
wanted a Zune so bad. I had
So
I had
real
an iPod.
talk. Yeah, real talk. The Zune was shit. Like, even if you hate Apple, the iPod was the superior product.
Oh, I
in
agree.
every
I
way.
had an iPod. I just wanted a Zune because they looked cool and they were kind of stupid.
Yeah, I had a friend who had a Zune, and he had it for so long. I remember watching like the first season of Red versus Blue with him on his Zune. Yeah, on his Zune. When we were like on a school trip to somewhere, and he had like downloaded on his Zune.
That reminds me of my iPod video that I had with its fucking 4x3 screen. You know,
Yeah.
the Apple was like, "This is all right. Let's do a 4x3 screen on our video, like iPhone or iPod video." I downloaded a bunch of South Park episodes and watched it on there. So that's what I had. Very, very early 2000s. Oh man, dude.
You can get a pre-owned Microsoft Zune HD for $18 on eBay. Free
Snap.
shipping, free returns.
I kind of want one. Not gonna
I kind of
lie.
want one too, just to fuck with it. Can it play? Can you get the Zune to play Doom? I bet you could.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
easily.
absolutely. That'd be easy.
Yeah. So I am. I'm a big fan of shitty software and products. That's why I'm an Android user.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. Trust me. Android is annoying. Apple is great.
You just
There are
clearly trust Google implicitly with every aspect of your life.
Yeah,
You're always
Apple's
talking
way
about
better
how
than Google.
Wow.
so trustworthy
John has
is
a
Google.
tattoo of fucking Sundar Pichai or whatever his name is on his asshole.
I know. It's actually
Because he
Sundar
loves
Pichai
Google.
doing the goatee,
Yeah.
and his asshole is my asshole.
Yeah, but it's like his head is turning backwards, so you can tell.
Sundar
it's
Pichai
him.
is the CEO, right? Like, I'm just not
I
making
don't
up that name.
So anyway,
it's a name I've heard. If that helps.
Let's see. Sundar Pichai, CEO of Alphabet. Yes.
I will forever hate Apple iPhones on principle, and I'll always buy Android because I have a stance against their locking down of their app store that stands to this day.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it is not in any way reasonable, considering the Apple iPhone has much better like apps and games and things on it. Android lags sorely behind on. But I can play Pokemon Emerald on my Android phone.
You know what's funny is that the one thing that Android has going for it is that it can tell you who leads the league in sacks in 2020.
That's true. We tested. Siri couldn't figure it out, but Android told me that it was. What was it?
The backstory on that is
Rams.
yeah. The backstory of this is me and John were watching football yesterday, and there was a commercial that said,
Oh yeah.
Like, curious who leads the league in sacks this season? Hey Siri, who leads the league in sacks? Like, it was like an actual like Apple commercial. Like, hey Siri, who leads the league in sacks? So I pulled out my phone and I asked Siri that, and she's like, "Here's a web search," and like didn't actually tell me. And
Not
then,
at all what the commercial was trying to show.
Yeah, and then John asked the Google Assistant, and it did the same thing, but then he had like reworded it so that it was more explicit.
Who has the most sacks in the 2020 season? And then it said the name, and I think yours still did the Google.
Yeah,
search
mine wouldn't do it no matter how many times I asked.
It's like the assistants are so spotty with everything, but
also voice assistants are almost never useful.
I know I just argue with them. The best though is that my dog's name is Judy. And sometimes we call her Googie, and sometimes I call her Google. And then sometimes when I do that, my Google Home is like, "Did you need something from me?" Or I say, "You're the best, Googie." And then my Google Home will be like, "Thank you." And I'm like, "Ah!" Like, Jesus, it's listening. Because it thinks that I'm saying Google. Because I love my dog. So 5G is going to kill us all, though, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I really hope so. 5G is going to kill the coronavirus. That's what I'm hoping
Hey
for.
Siri, is 5G dangerous? I didn't actually ask Siri. Sorry.
I saw
don't-
this
don't have it turned on.
documentary on Netflix called The Signal, and it's pretty much about how 5G is going to turn us into flesh-eating zombies. So,
Is
watch
5G
it.
dangerous? Oh, I have my audio turned off.
Hey
So
Siri. Hey Siri. I don't have it turned on. Oh, here she is. Hey, oh, whoops. Is 5G dangerous?
Here's what I found from tomsguide.com. There is no evidence to suggest that 5G is dangerous to your health, and yet people are still concerned.
Thanks, Siri.
Okay, Google.
Thanks, bitch.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Hey, Google. I forget how to do it on my phone. Oh, no.
Okay, Google.
I tap
Is it
this
okay,
button.
Google?
No, I had to switch. So this is why Android phones suck, because I have a Samsung phone, and they're like, let's make a button on our phone that's the Bixby button. That is just the dumb Samsung fucking Siri wannabe thing. But you can actually go in the settings and change it.
Okay,
so
Google.
something else.
Hi, I'm Siri. I think you've got the wrong assistant.
Ooh, Siri, sassy.
Sassy was a sassy bitch. You ever get confused about and call your digital assistants the wrong name? Sometimes I want to talk to Alexa to play Jeopardy, and I call her Siri, and I feel like she knows what I've done.
Is 5G dangerous? Oh man, it does. It just puts up an article. Google, tell me a joke. Why is my phone not doing sound? It's broken.
Siri, tell me a joke.
Siri,
No!
is this podcast ear cancer?
Ghosts are terrible liars. You can see right through them.
Boo. Boo.
Boo. Get it? Because it's ghost jokes. Hey,
What?
John, did you watch Legend of Korra over the weekend?
I don't. What's that?
Okay. Not doing book
Of
club.
course, I watched Legend of Korra, baby. Wait, where's the air horn?
Hey, Siri, play an air horn noise. Play air horn. Siri will play an air horn if I ask her. I just figured out.
Hey,
My wife
Siri,
just texted
play an
me to
air
stop.
horn.
Sorry, I couldn't find an air horn in your music.
Play an air horn.
Wait. All right, here we go.
She did it for me. Because I have Apple Music.
All right, everyone listening right now, like that's on listening to our podcast, take your headphones off, turn your speakers on. Alexa, play WAP by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. All right, I hope that works for somebody.
Hey,
Alexa,
Siri.
look up Donald Trump is the greatest president. All right.
Alexa,
hopefully-
order 15 dildos from Amazon. Confirm.
Alexa, search for child porn.
No!
That'll ruin someone's day.
No! Terrifying. What a terrible person. You guys ever wonder if like, oh my god, someone has this shit like playing out loud and like, the smart speakers scare the shit out of me. I don't have
Yeah,
one.
because they like fucking listen to anything.
Yeah.
And they can be hooked up. I guarantee you the NSA hears every single one of my, hey Google, what's the temperature outside today? It's like,
Ooh,
come
John
on.
wants to know what the temperature outside is. That means he's likely to go outside if it's good and there's a Black Lives Matter protest nearby, so we should send cops to his house.
I mean, that's basically what the world is that we live in. But you know what the world that Cora lives in is the spirit world.
Whoa, the spirit
Season
world.
2, the spirits. That's what we watched.
Nice Switch sound effect.
I got to go to the fandom wikia so we can get this. Someone says, "Can I skip Korra season 2?"
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's not skippable because I think it might be the best season of Korra. But I think it is. It's its own involved thing, though.
Here's the problem with Legend of Korra. A lot of it has aged very, very poorly.
What, the fact that everyone's cops in the show?
Yes. Because the first thing we see at the beginning of season 2, episode 1, is Mako being a cop, chasing people down, destroying his vehicle, and he's like, "Now maybe you'll fucking talk to the cops."
I know.
And it's like, oh, good.
Yeah. So basically, John Michael Higgins shows up as Varric, one of the greatest characters in all of Korra, and
he's Jeff
Avatar.
Bezos, but with a personality.
Well, he's good Jeff Bezos.
I don't know if I would say good. There's several times when he makes very shitty decisions.
And
like firing the Swomie.
And Aubrey Plaza shows up as Eska. And her twin brother Desna is there too.
I love Eska and Desna so much.
Great characters.
Eska is such a good character.
Yes, I love Eska, and I love the final time you see Eska for a bit. I think in this in the 4th episode when they're leaving the Water Tribe is pretty good too. So basically, they're like, okay, fucking Amon's gone. It's been 6 months, and there's a fucking United Republic president now instead of like the council because that disbanded. Boomy retired from the United Forces and is living on Air Temple Island. And Korra and Mako are like dating still, and they're like, the hot couple. And Mako is a cop now, capo.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, but then you see like this like dangerous. There's talks of like dangerous spirits lurking in the waters, and there's like fucking spirits attacking people. Is what you're hearing. The new fire ferrets suck ass because both Mako and Korra left the team. So it's a different thing. But then they're like, you know what? We got to go to the Southern Water Tribe to see their festival, the Glacier Spirits Festival. We're going on a vacation. And everybody comes along. Mako, Bolin, Asami, I think, also goes because she's like, my dad's in jail, so I need to go on a vacation. Yeah, and that's it, really.
And sometimes,
and then you get to see
from your
get to see Kaya, who's the Katara's daughter. And what's his name? Tenzin's sister. So they kind of have like the siblings are all hanging out together.
And Boomy's there. Boomy's booming.
Everybody's there.
Everybody's there.
Well, no, it's because
Oprah.
the reason why who's the sexy lady again? What's her name? Asami. She's like, I got to go down to the Southern Water Tribe to meet Varric, who's like this business magnate, and he can help get my business back in check with a partnership. And so that's why she goes. And Bolin's like, I'm going too because I'm bored as shit. And Korra and Mako's relationship is not great. You kind of see.
It's because Korra's terrible.
Okay. That is what some people will say about The Legend of Korra. What I will say is that Korra has complicated relationship issues that we'll get into deeper.
Well, yeah. And she's like, what, 18, 19 right now?
Yeah, exactly. She's 18, I believe, at this point. 17, 18, 19, somewhere around there.
So it's realistic that she would be fucking terrible.
Exactly. They're both shitty teens. They're like dating.
And one's a cop with the power.
And one's a cop. She's dating a cop. What can you say?
Yeah.
So anyway, a bunch of spirits attack the festival, and her fucking what's her dad? Tonlock is her dad? Tonloke. That's every time I hear his name. Tonrock. It's Tonrock because Tarlock is from the first season. They're all named the same. All you waterbenders have the same name.
Whoa. Let's be cool.
Tonrock and Unalak, who is Tonrock's brother, who is Korra's uncle, is like from the Northern Water Tribe, and he's like, I'm going down to visit the Southern Water Tribe, and they don't have traditions like we have in the Northern Water Tribe. You know, they're a bunch of they just like to have fun and party.
We're gonna make the Southern Water Tribe great again.
Exactly, and they're like, they got to learn how to live with the spirits, and then the spirits, of course, attack the festival and like do a bunch of shit, and then Unalak's like, I can do some crazy shit that makes spirits like turn gold and spirit away. And Korra's like,
spirited away.
You should teach me how to do that because I'm like the Avatar, and the Avatar's supposed to like deal with spirit stuff, right? And then Tenzin's like, no, you got to learn how to airbend. You do airbending Korra style, and not the airbending style, where she's just basically like punching air, which is not what you're supposed to do with airbending. But Korra's like, no, I'm gonna learn fucking how to do spirit stuff, and that's it, really. And then
there was a good line in that first episode between Kaya and Tenzin. Whenever Kaya's like, Tenzin's scared of me. I used to beat him up when we were kids. Tenzin's like, I'm not scared of you anymore.
Yes. Oh, this
Kaya's fucking cool.
Yes, Kaya is awesome. I
actually like Kaya and Boomy a lot better than I like Tenzin.
Well, Tenzin's
I like them all just as like different parts of
this entire season.
Yeah, exactly. They're basically all different parts of Aang and Katara. Whereas,
yeah, but this entire season is basically like Aang was a shitty father, and like people have like qualms about that.
Yeah, it's like Steven.
They're like, Aang wouldn't have been a shitty father. It's like, you don't know that. I'm sure plenty of shitty fathers were fine when they were 10 years old.
So, Varric. Asami meets Varric.
Definitely being like the chosen one, like a literal god on Earth, is not gonna make you a shitty father. There's no way that would go to your head and kind of fuck you up.
Yeah. Varric is like just basically like Elon Musk. He's like fucking an idiot, but he's also
more like Elon Tusk.
Rich. He's actually better than Elon Musk because he seems fun. Because he likes to hide inside stuffed animals.
He's more like Mark Cuban, I think.
Maybe. But I don't think it happens in this episode, but they are introduced to the greatest character in all of Korra and Avatar, and that is Julie.
Yeah, Julie is awesome.
Who does the thing.
Julie, take a note.
Julie, do the thing!
Do the thing. Oh my god, I fucking love that. I love Varric and John Michael Higgins in this show. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, and then of course Unalak's kids, which are right? They're Unalak's kids, right? Eska and Desna?
Yeah.
Or
yes.
So they're Katara's cousins, basically, are like Bolin's like, ooh, that Eska seems hot, I'll make a move. And he like goes over and talks to her and is like, hey, let's like hang out. And she's like, you will be my boyfriend forever. It's like,
she's like, I find this amusing and or something. And Bowen's like, so you mean like a slave or like a boyfriend? And she's like, yes, come win me presents.
Yeah.
You she's amuse me. I will make you mine.
Yeah. So I like her a lot in this show. And I like I think that goes beyond this first 4-episode arc as well, right? There's more.
I think she comes in at like the end of season 4, like some shit like way later in the show.
Yeah, you see her again. Okay, and so the next episode is Korra's like going to learn how to be a spirit trainer, basically, and they're like, hey, you know how like the Northern Lights exist inside Skinner's kitchen in broad daylight?
Yeah.
From
some steam.
The Aurora Borealis.
Yeah. It also exists in the southern pole as well, but for some reason it's not showing up in the south because their fucking spirit portal area is all fucking gunked up, and so they got to fix that. I'm trying to think what else happens in this episode.
And she fixes it by punching it, basically.
Yeah, no. Bolin is like, Eska and I will go on a trip, but then he takes. I mean, she never leaves her other siblings, so he's like chauffeuring these two around in his like fucking motorcycle. And you learn about
it's a snow machine. What's it called? A snow.
I don't know.
A snowmobile. Snowmobile, yeah.
You find out that like Korra's dad was banished from the north because he and his men like destroyed a forest because they were fighting some barbarians. And they just like
because of course he has a fucking like tragic dramatic backstory.
Yeah. And anyway, so that's like she's like that's why he doesn't get with the spirits, and Unalaq's the spirit guy. So that's anyway. They go to the South Pole. They fucking like fight a bunch of spirits. They open up the spirit butthole. I mean, that's basically what happens in this episode. Like they go to do the thing, and they do the thing. And
Julie, do the thing.
And she gets an avatar state. Yes, it's the Everstorm. It's just this whole episode, you're kind of like, is this good what she's doing? I don't know if I'm questioning this enough, but like I feel like the world isn't a nightmare right now. I guess there are some extra spirits going around, but like, is this what should we? You kind of get the feeling like, should I listen to Unalaq? Like, is he a good guy? Doesn't seem like a good guy. And then they show up back after opening up that, and the Southern Lights show up, and the fucking entire Northern army is invading the Southern Water Tribe city. Like
they're not invading; they're forcefully liberating it.
Exactly. So
no one ever expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Exactly. So this is the two-parter that we watched, and the last two episodes we watched this week of the Civil Wars Part 1. And so the Northern tribe is like, okay, you fucking Southern tribes can't fucking figure out how to deal with spirits. So the Northerners are going to come down here and fucking take care of things while that spirit pole is open because... and he also says that there's a spirit portal at the North Pole that can be opened, and that this allows spirits and humans to pass from one pole to another at will. So this would like basically unite our tribes. We would be able to be north and south at the same time. And she's like, that seems like a pretty good idea. But then, like the fucking city is like basically being surrounded by like, this army. And it's like, something's going on here. Oh yeah, and then we got the fucking B plot.
The B plot.
Boomy, Tenza, and Kaya go to the air temple.
Yeah.
And they hang out.
Boomy's all got a chip on his shoulder because he's not a bender.
Yeah.
The other one, the sister's
Tenza's daughter runs away. Yeah. And they got to go find him. And the three siblings kind of work through their problems. I mean, they have some legitimate gripes. They're like, Aang was like, well, since you were the Earth or the Airbender, he basically like only hung out with you. You were like the favorite son. And we never got to do that. And like, at least
Tenza's like, no, we used to go on all those great trips, right? And they're like, no, you were the only one on those trips, dude.
That was just you and Dad, actually. We didn't get to go on these. And then like, you feel extra bad for Boomy because at least Kaya had Katara to like teach her waterbending and stuff. It's like, but he didn't really have anything, and so yeah, it's kind of a nice little storyline. I kind of like how that ends too, concurrent with the war storyline where they kind of all find out.
Boomy's almost like reminiscent of Sokka, where he's like, I didn't have the magic powers, but I did my best to try and like help the world.
Yeah,
I tried to make you proud, Dad,
by being a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Korra gets
I thank Boomy for his service so I could fuck his wife.
Yeah.
Oh my god! So Boomy is the thing is that like sure, like there's like cops and shit, but it's not the world that we live in, so it's not as bad.
Yeah, I guess
there's no like war happening, so the army's just kind of like saving cities from terrorists. I don't know. Yeah. The anti-benders actually had a point. The bending people do kind of fuck around people.
Yeah.
So let's not get into that. I mean, that'll happen later seasons again.
There's a reason they were called the Equalists. Because
they wanted everyone to be equal.
They were not the fucking League of Evil Mutants.
Amon did nothing wrong. I mean, come on.
Well, let's not go that far.
One of
he had
the things that has aged.
Too. Look.
one of the things that has aged most poorly about Korra is that every single one of the bad guys in every season is an idealist of some kind.
Mhm.
And it's like, the ideal is not really bad, but the show can't spend as much time on a kid's show to like develop why it's not really bad, and it's the way they're executing it that's bad.
Well, exactly.
So it just comes across as like being anti-privilege is bad with Amon.
Well, yeah.
Well,
so like Amon,
I think that
Go
show,
ahead.
like they obviously they should have gone into it more, but I think specifically with season 1 of Mons, like demonstrates how like every populist uprising starts with a good idea. It seems like a good idea at the time, and then it gets manipulated, and you end up with like it was very season 1 was very like Soviet uprising, where it's like yes, the
it was a
people
good idea, but also
yeah,
it turns bad.
So
but it doesn't get
I
in.
I kind of like that aspect of like, oh no, it's gonna be shit no matter what. Because when I see the news, that's what it looks like.
Korra is definitely much less idealistic than Avatar is. Where Avatar is very like fascism ruins everything. This show is like the world is just kind of shitty. Wait, no. What is the show? Spanky?
Everybody's shitty here.
No. Oh fuck.
What are we talking about?
Everybody's shitty here.
No,
I can hear words they're saying.
The Legend of Korra is that's how it is on this bitch of an earth.
Yeah.
That's what this show is.
Can
is
you
like,
Photoshop Korra's head onto that Luigi pic?
I will. Done.
To keep the dong though.
Yeah.
Thong is very
Maybe make
important.
the thong blue.
And so
Give her some hair thingies like Katara has. But
Trying
like
to
on
think
the thong.
Oh yeah, and so the other thing that happens is basically the civil war is kind of rising down in the south, and Korra's worried about her parents because her parents she think are going to join the rebellion, and was Unalaq's like, if your fucking parents join the rebellion, I'm going to arrest them, like because that's just the way it's going to happen. And she thinks that her parents or her dad is there kidnapping Unalaq, like they do like a kidnapping plot. They want to kidnap the governor of the Southern Water Tribe because they won't open up the fucking Hooters.
Let me die at Hooters.
God, dude, what the fuck? Anyway, but that's actually
It was
Antifa.
actually Antifa that did that. It was actually
That's why you don't hear about it anymore.
Yeah, ever since they unearthed that it was Antifa, the lamestream media, as I call them, have Lance has a bad brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you dive too deep into that Lance thought, you do start to get dumber and you might get stuck.
Yeah.
So how's everyone doing?
Well, all I know is that if you search Gretchen Whitmer, who's the governor of Michigan, the first story that comes up is a Fox News story that says Trump campaign says Whitmer encouraging assassination attempts against president with discreet TV message.
Okay.
Because she had the digits 8645 on the screen at some point. So
What?
8645.
Oh, okay.
86 means kill,
That's some
45
QAnon bullshit.
It is. Well, that's the fucking Trump presidency at this point.
God
It's
damn
all
it.
fucking QAnon bullshit. But anyway, almost 10 hours ago, we've got some more details about this. Anyway, so Unalaq is kidnapped, and Korra stops them, but it's not her dad, basically. And she's like, oh, good. But then fucking Unalaq's like, I'm going to arrest your parents anyway, because they're sympathizers.
But
Or,
he's smart. He's like, we're gonna make this fair. We're gonna do a trial.
We're going to have a real trial.
And then I don't know, like skipping ahead a little bit, but the judge he's like, okay, you're gonna come down super hard on them, and then I get to step in and be like the lenient mercy. So then I get my brother out of the way, but everybody still loves me.
Yeah. So the other thing too is that at this point, yes. So we get to that trial, but Varric is trying to influence the trial with money and tells Bolin to pay off the judge or whatever. And Bolin just gives the guy to some Southern Water Tribe guy and says, "Take care of it," and winks at him, and nothing happens. He just basically gave him Varric's only way. And also, Varric is hiding inside the body of a platypus bear.
Yes.
Like that's stuffed in his room with Julie in there with an entire tea making set, because he asked her for tea when he's in there, and she gives him tea that of course isn't sweetened because there
What?
isn't
No honey?
No, there's no honey. No honey. I'm in a platypus bear. And he's like, take that down. Julie is the best, and she shows up, I think, throughout the whole season and later in the show too. I can't remember, but great character. Eska gives Bolin a betrothal necklace after he tries to break up with her, and it's like a fucking skull. And he's like full on. He's got makeup and shit too, right? He's like gothed up. And they're like, it's not working out. The breakup's not working out. And then Cora basically is like, man, that trial didn't sit well with me. Let me kidnap the judge and threaten to murder him until he tells me what happened. And of course, it turns out that the judge was like, no, actually, I was being paid off. But I guess that's probably the weakness of this season, is that there isn't, like, because the last season, like, Cora's kind of brash and it backfires on her. In this season, it's kind of like, no, the bad guys are evil, so it's cool. Like, it's cool for her to have threatened to murder this man. But that's it, really. I mean,
she's like 86 judge.
86 judge. So they are like, all right, let's break these prisoners out of jail. And they do that. And I don't know what happened. Somebody explain this to me. What happens? Unlock's like, you need me to be the Avatar, and Korra's like, you don't want unity. You just wanted to take over both tribes. You bitch.
Yeah.
And then they fight, and he's like, the dark spirits are going to destroy the South.
And then she's like, but the South will rise again. And then she puts on a Confederate flag. It takes a really weird turn.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. They escape the South, basically. Korra, Mako, Varric. They just are like, let's get the...
Yeah, they go back to the capital city.
Weird. Yeah, so, okay, yeah. So the Civil War is happening, and they're like, let's get the fuck out of here. But it's because they want to go to Republic City and get the city and the United Forces on their side and say, hey, this Civil War is a coup, basically, and you need to stop the Northern Water Tribe from doing this. And that they'll believe the Avatar. And that's kind of where we end. And, of course, Eska, in the distance, they look off the ship, and you see Eska waterbending furiously, fucking eye makeup, clearly scorned woman rage, coming after Bolin, that I'm sure will never come back to bite him. And of course, Bolin asks Varric, are we able to outrun his darling Eska? And Varric said, outrunning someone you've broken their heart? Why do you think I built this boat? Varric being a great character.
Sorry, I'm just back from a deep dive. When you said that thing about the 86, it didn't sit right with my brain, because I remember saying 86. Like when I worked at like Pizza Hut on like when I had like food service jobs, and it was basically like to tell customers to leave or to try to make them leave the restaurant or whatever. I think what they were trying to say was deep six is a reference to killing somebody, because I've never heard anyone say got 86'd, but I've heard of people saying got deep sixed. So I think that's just them getting the analogy wrong.
No, I've heard of 86, but you are right. I'm reading this. They're saying 86 is actually like restaurant industry slang for like.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
So it's probably more likely a reference to the restaurant.
Like I looked it up on Merriam-Webster, and it was like to throw out a person, or to throw something out, or to cancel the order.
Or if she was actually trying to put a message in, 8645 is vote him out.
Yeah, well, that's what it means in food service, is to get people out.
Yeah.
Like it's closing time, 86 the customers. Like that's We're not gonna kill
you
the
murder the
customers.
customers?
Yeah.
Where do you think the meat comes from?
Yeah.
Oh
Sweeney Todd. I mean, that's the plot of that.
no! Oh, spoiler!
Anyway.
Spoiler, John. Come on. Hello.
Hi.
I'm distracted
Anyway.
by photoshopping Luigi's dick right now. So
Remember how like people wanted to kidnap a governor because she wouldn't let people eat at Hooters?
Let me die at Hooters.
Speaking of the
Sorry.
football game still happening,
What's the score?
31-3.
Fuck Jerry
Oh,
Jones.
actually, I think it may have just ended. It's the fourth quarter. My screen froze, so I had that on the background. I wasn't even paying
What's
attention.
the score of the Cowboys game?
what's a cowboy? I'm
The
a
Cowboys are
cowboy,
behind the
baby.
Cardinals 31-3.
Okay,
With 3
it's
minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
Oh, Dallas is in the red zone though. They could pull it out.
They can make it a 4-score game.
Oh, all right. Anyway, that's the end of Korra, and that's the end of this episode.
Is it?
Yeah, we watched 4 episodes.
All right, I'll play the music then. Just really captivated by this Luigi dick. It's so big.
So,
Wow,
what did
like-
we learn?
Like one of
Okay,
those rap
I'm
guys'
gonna do this,
girlfriends.
everyone. Before we end, what did we learn this week, guys? What's our final thoughts?
You could just lie on Twitter and it doesn't even matter.
My final thought is the Android is a
Fuck.
superior platform.
My final thought is that we should 86 all of the Republicans in this election. And take that however you want.
My thought is, how can you be funny with this PC culture?
My ex-wife still misses me, but her aim is getting better.
Ha ha! Ha ha!
I actually just tried to Google search Lance tweets because I just wanted to look up one to end with. He's got some, my favorite thing about liberals is when they tell you how to think. It's fucking adorable.
So I just wanted to end on this note. I did search real_John_man, and it is a person. It's a person joined in June 2014. 0 tweets, 0 following, and has 1 follower. I can't see who the follower is because I don't have a Twitter account. It won't show me.
Guys, which group is the LGBT community most likely to be beaten up by? Republicans or BLM?
Well, I saw that post. I don't know that I agree with its findings, so.
90.5% BLM, 9.5% Republicans, because obviously Black Lives Matter hates nobody more. They hate them more than cops. They hate them more than systemic racism. They hate gay people. That's one thing that's clear to me.
I think I've told John this, but that poll is 100% true if the gay population that they're asking about is Lance himself.
Hey guys, remember when Giuliani was like, hey, we got this story about Hunter Biden emailing some Chinese stuff and no newspaper would take it, and he was like, let's just send it to the Post because they're not going to fact check it. And the Post is the only newspaper that ran with it as news. Because Lance retweeted it.
Remember when Gretchen Whitmer was kidnapped by Antifa?
I do
Hey
remember.
guys, guys, what about Joe Biden's income in 2016 only being $400,000, and his income 2017 and 2019 was $16 million? It's almost like when in 2016 he was being paid the salary for being vice president, and those other years he was a private citizen working in businesses. Guys, this makes you think. It really makes you think.
Makes you think, though. Anyway, you can find me at madhagmusic.com.
All right, I'm John_Danger on Twitter.com. And you got to think, Donald J. Trump has 87.2 million followers on Twitter. Joe Biden only has 10.9. How can the polls be right? Please retweet. That is a tweet from @JohnMax12665966. A real person for sure. Jesus Christ!
Remember Dana from the Twitter, Dana?
Oh my god.
I'm Spanky. You can't find me anywhere. Please don't try.
Don't try.
Bye.
Made us all sad about Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, it's true. But I did roll up my stretchy jeans to make full length jean jorts. Look at these jorts.
Jean jorts.
Look at these jorts.
Jean jorts.
Jorts are the best.
Who the fuck is Jeffrey Toobin?
I don't know. Sounds like Jeffrey Toobin sounds like a racist.
Using context clues from John, I assume it's a New York Times writer that showed his wang on the internet.
Oh,
New York Post,
probably.
I think.
New York Post? What's the difference?
The New Yorker. Sorry.
What's the difference?
On October 19th, 2020, so today, Jeffrey Toobin was suspended from his position as a reporter at The New Yorker after he exposed himself and masturbated during a Zoom call video between the New Yorker staff and WNYC Radio.
Okay, so my random thing actually made a reference I wasn't thinking about.
Yeah.
So did he? Was it like?
I wish
wonder
I could find
if
out
he
more
like
information.
didn't know that the camera was on, or if this was. It seems like a weird thing to do on purpose.
What's going on, boys?
What's up with that Toobin guy? Did he know the camera was on? Tell me more information.
Okay, he said, I believed I was not visible on Zoom. I thought no one on the Zoom call could see me. I thought I had muted the Zoom video.
I don't know why you would masturbate during a work meeting, though.
You go to the bathroom and do that.
Yeah.
Maybe he was in the work meeting
person.
in the bathroom.
Yeah, he fucking puts his toilet is where that's what do they call that's my office.
Oh, Matt Haig music is live. Okay.
Yeah,
More
it
like
is.
Matt's swag music.
Oh, no!
Matt swag music.
Oh, wait,
I should probably... Yeah, I'm going to turn off football.
Yeah, you probably
No,
should.
leave it on.
How does my voice sound? Terrible?
It sounds okay to me. Maybe
John,
a little.
it's 21-0. I'm done watching this football game.
Maybe you're a bit close. I don't know.
You are much louder than normal, but I'm also really far away from
Okay. Well, I changed some settings here, so I'm probably going to have to adjust. There.
Hey, Spanky,
That's
is that
5 decibels quieter?
Spanky? Is that Chiefs jersey a Snapchat filter?
No,
Okay, are you
it's
sure?
my actual jersey.
Okay,
his actual jersey.
Jersey.
My jersey. It's
jersey.
my actual jersey.
Jersey.
Both people who spoke on the condition of anonymity in order to speak
Jersey.
freely know it was unclear how much each person saw, but both said they saw Toobin jerking off. The two sources described a juncture in the election simulation when there was a strategy session, and the Democrats and Republicans went to their respective breakout rooms for about 10 minutes. At this point, they said it seemed like Toobin was on a second video call. The sources said that when the groups returned from their breakout rooms, Toobin lowered the camera. The people on the call said that they could see Toobin touching his penis. Toobin then left the call. Moments later, he called back in, seemingly unaware of what his colleagues had been able to see, and the simulation continued.
And that
Lovely.
is the world that we live in. 2020, all this shit happened and the simulation continued.
Why?
Because that's what we're in.
I'm-
A simulation.
I mean, just chat roulette or a mega like a real person.
Yeah, just fucking.
well, I don't think it was meant to be with that. He was like, oh, we're going to take a 10-minute break. Let me go crank one out. And he left his fucking camera on.
Yeah,
John, I
just-
love your new angle.
I know, I have a new angle because I have a new desk.
Yeah.
It's not quite so high up. So
High up. We're trying to get to episode 420.
It looks less terrible. Good job, John.
oh wow, thanks. Do you want to see a tour of my new desk?
Yeah.
Here it is.
It's pretty.
Look at this guy with his mismatched monitors. What a noob.
Hey, I see myself. Hi, TJ.
What a noobulon.
Hey, look, we can see into infinity.
How's that?
Oh, it's beautiful.
You know what's funny? We're looking into an infinity. It's all crap. It's just crap as far as the eye can see.
Speaking of crap,
Hi.
Checks Joe to 30330.
I don't know. I can't spell 3030.
303033.
this is my desk. Oh, look at, okay, it has a cup holder.
You have a cup on top of another cup.
I know. I got stuff over here. Actually, like I'm getting a Amazon Basics metal rack to put shit on over there,
Oh, nice.
and then I got there's a you see that this is a this is a headphone jack thing holder, which is nice.
Okay.
And this surface is mouse pad surface.
Is it
there's
a
mouse pad.
Microsoft Surface?
No, it's a mouse pad that covers the entire desk.
And you've got Doritos all over it.
It's not Doritos. It's
God intended.
It's this Whole Foods candy that I got. Sour lemonade or vegan sour lemonade. Sour lemonade rings. They're very good.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I don't drink soda very often, and it's been probably like 3 years since I purchased a fridge pack of soda at all. But I'm really craving some Coca-Cola.
Oh man, I'm fully addicted to Coke Zero now. I have to have it in my fridge at all times.
I don't drink Coke Zero. I prefer this.
It's a diet day.
Regular Diet Coke.
I'm developing more of a taste for that when I
Got the
drink it.
acidic asshole flavor that I love.
I like Coke, but I also like Coke Zero. So,
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Coke
I like
Zero
drinking,
tastes
I
more
like drinking
Coke.
Goatsy Badger.
Nice.
Goatsy Badger.
Badger C.
Wasn't there a Reddit accidental Goatsy?
There was a
I
McDonald's
think so.
cup that had Goatsy. Look up McDonald's cup Goatsy. Are we on Twitch now so I can check levels?
Yeah, we've been on Twitch.
Reddit.com/r/accidental Goatsy.
There you go.
Oh my god, people still post shit to this.
Twitch.tv, let me do this. Let me look at the thing and do this. Invite mixer.
Hey, so last time we got a random listener who joined our Discord and then didn't say anything. How do we?
Yeah, what happened?
How do we make them say stuff and be our friends?
We just talked to him. I probably should tell people that we're on Twitch soon. Let me
Guys,
do that.
Twitch says K-pop stands unite.
Yep.
I saw that.
Wow. The worst people worse than Hitler.
K-pop stands.
K-pop stands are fine.
I thought they were chaotic good.
Yeah.
I just
K-pop
wanted to call them that so that they would turn on me and the podcast and bring eyes this way.
No, I
There's
will.
such
I will
thing as
support.
bad publicity. Does that still hold true in the cancel era? That there's still
I
no
think
such thing
so.
as bad publicity?
I mean, there's some people that are uncancelable, like the president.
Yeah.
As long as you're a white male, you're uncancelable. That's guaranteed.
That's true. Or unless you're Louis C.K. apparently.
But he's still doing well.
Yeah, but not as well.
I don't care.
He took the tact of hey, I'm just gonna go full into asshole mode, which is not always. I mean, sometimes that works out.
That only works. That only works out if you're winning.
If you're like a TikTok political commentator, that'll work out.
Like
5 people I'd be afraid to debate if I were a Democrat.
Jeez, what the fuck was that?
Goatsy. Goats. The people I'd be afraid to debate if I was a Democrat.
Goatsy,
are
Lemon Party, Meat
Lemon
Spin.
Party, Tub Girl, Meat Spin, then the two girls from Two Girls One Cup.
I wouldn't want to debate the cup. from
I'm
Two Girls,
so
One Cup.
glad that I never saw Two Girls, One Cup.
I gotta
never seen
admit,
it
of
either.
the
I still haven't.
disgusting, horrifying things I watched as a kid, or as a teenager, it was the least disgusting one. I watched the Mr. Hands thing, and that's scarred me for life.
I
Also,
never saw that either.
there were two things I watched that I still get nightmares about. One of them is called Ripple Gut, and it's of this like horse-sized
shut the fuck
dildo.
I know. I
Why?
gotta get. Let me get the Discord levels. Give me a second.
Ben,
Yeah, go ahead.
shut the fuck up.
Well, he was talking to his cat, Spanky, not
Oh.
Yeah, Spanky, shut the fuck up. Stop meowing.
Well, so the worst one I saw, and like I still have nightmares about seeing this, was called Jar Squatter, and it was of this guy like going down, like sitting on a glass jar, like shoving it up his ass, and the jar shatters.
Right.
Oh. No.
And I
John's
can't even
gonna
describe it
talk-
because
John's gonna
thinking
talk
about it
now.
hurts my feelings.
All right.
Donald
I
Trump,
just wanted to listen to
87.2
everyone.
million
TJ
followers.
sounded the most normal. So
Joe
I
Biden, 10.9 million followers. How can these polls be
All
right?
right. I'm
Because
back.
Twitter's
Because
not
Twitter-
fucking real life.
Oh
No,
wait, are you guys
and-
talking about? But I heard you talking about Lance's tweets. Man, fucking gold. I love how you could just lie into like bald faced about stuff and just be like, "It's the truth," and you'll get
No.
1,000
So I
retweets.
looked up the whole like the Whitmer thing was Antifa because I didn't look up where that shit came
Mhm.
from, but I
Mhm.
looked up like all of the backstory of all the people implicated, and there was one guy who was like anti-cop, but was also like pro Civil War II. I guess the idea was that he's anti-cop, so therefore he's a BLM Antifa. But like everything else about him was like he posted like pro-Trump, and he posted like pro-white supremacists and neo-Nazi stuff. Like everything about him was neo-Nazi, but he was anti-cop. So I guess that's where they extrapolated that from.
Well, that whole tweet is just lies. Like, just from we stopped hearing about the Whitmer thing. We haven't stopped hearing about it. It's still in the fucking
know.
news. Like,
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think that's out of the news, and also that sort of cherry picking stuff is just insane because that's kind of stuff that people that have bad faith arguments will do. Because if someone's been online for like 10 years, you can find one post somewhere that you're like, oh well, this guy said something about how he didn't like cops once, so he's Antifa, and it's like there probably was a point in the past on my Twitter where I said like George W. Bush is not a war criminal, and they'd be like, he was a Republican. You know what I mean? And then now
He's a Republican because he sucks George W. Bush's dick.
yeah, it's just like with that much. It was actually an argument that somebody made about. It's this YouTube channel called Your Movie Sucks, and he did a whole thing about how The Lion King does not actually rip off Kimba the White Lion, and how it's a stupid argument because people that make that argument are people who've never seen Kimba the White Lion. So he watched all of it, and apparently that show is like fucking 200 episodes, 2 movies, and it's like if you have a show in Africa that stars animals that talk, anything would be Kimba the White Lion because there's like fucking 200 episodes of content. And so when you cherry pick like a plot from one episode of like 57
And also the fact
episodes,
that
it's like
Lion
of
King
course
is
it looks
Hamlet.
the same.
The
yeah.
fact that Lion King is Hamlet, and like every cartoon or show eventually rips off some Shakespeare.
Yeah, completely bypassing the fact that it actually is based on a Shakespeare, and the people that created acknowledge the fact that they wanted to base that on there. They're like, there's a talking bird character. I'm like, yeah, because it's a fucking show about talking animals, and there's birds in Africa.
Oh,
Like,
John,
so-
you were off getting stoned or whatever a minute ago when you were like, oh, if you want to know about Jeffrey Toobin, go to Twitter, and then you ran off. I went to Twitter. This is what I got. Jeff Bridges reveals his lymphoma cancer diagnosis. Are you fucking happy with what you've done to me?
Hey, it's better that you know now than when he dies 6 months from now and you're like, what?
No, it's not.
No, because there's a
Listen,
chance that I also
Ruth
wouldn't know when he died.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg was always going to die at the beginning, or
Ruth
at the end of
Bader
September.
Ginsburg.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg was always going to die at the end of September, but the fucking 18,000 news alerts I would get that said Ruth Bader Ginsburg has cancer again all the time did nothing to help my mental health.
Look, man, I'm just telling you, you gotta live in this world of this. What is it? What's the Luigi quote? That's how it is on this bitch of an earth.
That's how it is on this bitch of a world.
Luigi quote?
Oh God, yeah! It's in our Hold on, I've got it saved to my phone. Maybe, but I've got it saved to my phone in case I need it in emergencies.
Does anybody know what Lance is saying when he says the 2020 Democratic echo chamber? How big is it? I imagine it's the size of a state. Is he talking about Wisconsin? Like, is he just like, oh man, the whole state disagrees with me? Well, they're the ones that are wrong. I don't know what he's talking about.
Thanks, John.
I've got it on my phone in case of emergency. Someone screenshot that Joe Biden text Joe. Yeah. This Snapchat filter was made for this image.
Wait, Spanky, hold it up just a little bit longer. Okay, wait. All right,
Hold on.
you're good. Now I have captured an image of that I can share widely.
Can you make that the episode image?
I'm really trying to get the aviators on Luigi.
Oh,
It was on Luigi's abs for a second.
Wait,
Oh,
really?
I know, it's so
Yeah.
close.
I think
Ah!
no, that's his back abs.
Back,
Oh, yeah,
back
back abs.
back ripples.
His babs,
His
I
bipples.
can't do it.
his
That
obliques.
wasn't working.
Wait, how do I get Hemsworth.feet.world?
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Just go to live.matthagmusic.com.
Okay,
It's way
so
less fun.
let's get started. Is there a Hillary Clinton filter I can do?
Oh, there are several. I used to fuck with them back in the day.
They're like,
Hi, it's
not
me,
great.
Hillary. It's that boy. I see one Hillary Clinton filter.
Just kidding, it's me, Hillary. No, you just have to type in Hillary, John. You can't type in Hillary Clinton.
Jillery Flinton.
Killery.
Yeah, you mean Killary.
Wait, what
Yeah.
about this one? How's that?
I don't like that.
Are you Hank Hill?
No.
No,
If I had a second face,
he's
if I
Cotton
had a
Hill.
second, if I had a second face in here, it would give the two because it's supposed to do two faces.
Are you the first judge from the People's Court?
Are
Judge
you some
Wapner?
kind of moldy orange? Are you a
Orange
melting?
man bad.
Yes, that is correct. That's a correct assessment. Thank you.
Orange man bad.
Orange man is bad.
I can be
can't
terrifying looking.
Do I need to reframe myself or just sit up straight? I don't know.
All right, here we go.
I haven't decided.
All right, I got my filter for this episode. Wow, Spanky. That's the best one.
Oh,
Where'd it go? This one?
Ooh, I got a good one. All right, guys, I'm ready. Get started. Oh, that one's really good, Spanky. So, guys, podcast has a new sponsor.
Bud Light
well,
seltzer.
better be sponsoring us because I can't afford that.
The seltzer that drinks like a meal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Drinks like a meal?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to make camera settings that don't look terrible, and I'm failing at it right now.
That's
All
my
right, boys.
opinion.
That's my opinion.
That's my opinion.
All right, boys. Oh, thanks, TJ, for retweeting that.
Retweeting what? Oh, yeah. Yep, I know.
The Biden meme one.
Yes, it was
That's how it is
beautiful.
on this bitch of an earth.
No, it was the
Nope.
it was what Joe Biden was looking at on his phone.
Sexy Mrs. Potts.
Sexy Mrs. Potts. Look it up. All right, boys. Let's get started in here. Are we ready?
Yeah, I got my jorts.
Let's get it started in here.
All right.